For a decade, Airbnb was a travel revolution. It was the hotel killer, a way to live like a local and escape sterile, overpriced corporate rooms. But in 2026, the reality is different. You aren't greeted with a warm smile. You're greeted by a 15-page rulebook demanding you vacuum the floors and take out the trash before dawn. And then there's the bill. That $100 room, after cleaning fees and service charges, it's suddenly $300. The Invincible brand is broken. Travelers are deleting the app and fleeing back to hotels. How did a dream of belonging become a platform we now actively fear? This is the story of the death of trust. To understand why we're so angry today, you have to remember how good it used to feel. Before it was a $100 billion empire, Airbnb was a miracle. It's 2007 in San Francisco. Two roommates, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, are so broke they can't pay their rent. But a massive design conference is coming to town and every hotel room in the city is sold out. They buy three $10 air mattresses, inflate them in their living room, and call it Air Bed and Breakfast. Silicon Valley investors laughed at them. They called it the worst idea ever. To stay alive, the founders had to sell cereal. They designed custom Obama O's and Captain McCain boxes, hawking them for $40 each just to keep the website running. But then, something shifted. The world realized that sleeping in a stranger's house wasn't scary. It was an adventure. By 2011, they were a unicorn, valued at $1 billion. By 2016, that valuation hit $31 billion. They weren't just a startup, they were a cultural phenomenon that made major airlines and hotel CEOs tremble. In those early days, Airbnb was strangely perfect. It was usually 40% to 60% cheaper than a hotel, but the value was so much higher. You weren't just getting a bed, you were getting a soul. Imagine walking into a hidden tree house in Oregon, a 15th century castle in Ireland, or a sun-drenched loft in Tokyo, with a record player and a wall of local books. These were locations you literally could not find in a hotel catalog. You felt like you were opening a door to another life. The hosts were the heart of it. They weren't professional managers back then. They were people who actually loved their city. They'd leave you a handwritten note, a bottle of local wine, or a map with the real best pizza place circled in red, the one tourists never find. There was a feeling of being welcomed into a family. No front desk, no key cards, just a human connection. For a traveler, it was an economic miracle. You could take your whole family to Paris and stay in a 3-bedroom apartment with a kitchen for the price of one cramped room at the Hilton. You could cook your own meals, wash your own clothes, and save thousands. It was a beautiful, rustic, and spontaneous version of travel that the world had never seen before. But as the valuation climbed toward $100 billion, that beauty began to distort. The turning point happened when Airbnb prepared for its IPO. Wall Street doesn't care about belonging, it cares about margins. The company shifted its focus from the individual host to the professional manager. They wanted inventory, and they wanted it fast. Suddenly, the platform was flooded with ghost hotels. Investors who bought up 50 apartments in a single neighborhood turned them into identical IKEA-furnished rentals and never met a single guest. The soul was replaced by a spreadsheet. Every decision was now data-driven to maximize the take rate. And that's exactly when the 4 trust killers were born. This brings us to the first breaking point, the cleaning fee paradox. In the early days, cleaning was a modest charge to cover the basics. But by 2025, it evolved into a dark art of profit padding. Median cleaning fees for a single night have hit $75, and in some markets, the fee is literally higher than the nightly rate. But it's not just the price, it's the audacity. We've entered an era where guests pay $200 for cleaning, yet the fridge is plastered with a checkout list that reads like a manual labor contract. You are paying a premium to be a maid. If you don't strip the beds, start the dishwasher, and take the trash to the curb, you risk a 1-star review. It's the only industry in the world where you pay for a service and then perform it yourself. This creates a psychological tipping point. Once you feel like a seasonal worker instead of a guest, the magic dies. Then comes the hidden fee trap. or what travelers call sticker shock. Airbnb has been plagued by bait-and-switch pricing for years. You see a room for $100 per night. You get excited. You click book. But as you navigate the final checkout screens, the platform unleashes a labyrinth of service fees, management fees, and local taxes. Suddenly, that $100 room is $300. This drip pricing is designed to trick your brain, but the result is a deep sense of being cheated. While the company finally moved toward total price display in 2025 to avoid federal fines, the damage to the brand's reputation was already done. You can't just flip a toggle and expect people to forget 5 years of feeling scammed. Next is the chore list. Some house rules are now 30 pages long. They demand you mow the lawn, don't turn the AC below 75 degrees, and avoid showering for more than 10 minutes. It's no longer about living like a local, it's about living under a microscope. No one goes on vacation to work overtime for a professional landlord who is managing 50 properties from a laptop in Bali. And finally, the safety gamble. Without a front desk, you are rolling the dice with your life. 2025 data shows a terrifying reality. Nearly half of Americans surveyed have found cameras in a vacation rental. Even after Airbnb banned indoor cameras in 2024, a shocking 55% of hosts admitted to still using them. Imagine discovering a hidden lens in a fake power outlet in your bathroom after you've already showered. And when you call support, you often find a wall of automated scripts and a platform that refuses a refund while leaving the dangerous property active for months. Every time you book, you aren't just spending money, you are gambling with your privacy. When the stakes are this high, belonging suddenly feels like a very dangerous trap. While Airbnb was busy becoming a corporate nightmare, the dinosaur hotel industry was planning a counterpunch. Suddenly, hotels offer what Airbnb lost: stability. You know exactly what you're getting: a clean room, a 24/7 front desk, and a staff whose entire job is to serve you. The price gap has also vanished. A 3-day stay at an Airbnb can cost $700 after all the fees. That same stay at a 4-star hotel is $450, and it includes a free breakfast that saves a family of 4 another $60 a day. One side offers you reward points and a free room upgrade. The other side makes you wash the sheets. The choice for Americans has become painfully simple. Does Airbnb know they're in trouble? Absolutely. In late 2023 and throughout 2024, Brian Chesky, the founder and current CEO, began what the tech world called an apology tour. He admitted in interviews that the platform had lost its way and that the core user experience was, in his words, broken. They haven't just stayed silent, they've launched a counteroffensive. First, they tackled the hidden fee problem by introducing a total price toggle. It allows you to see the full cost, including fees, right from the search results. They also launched Guest Favorites, a collection of the most loved homes on Airbnb based on ratings and reliability, to try and remove the safety gamble. And then there was the big one, the 2024 ban on all indoor security cameras, regardless of their location or purpose. It was a massive PR move to signal to the public, we hear you. Your privacy matters more than the host's paranoia. But is it enough? While Airbnb is trying to fix the software, they are struggling to fix the culture. You can change the app's code to hide a cleaning fee, but you can't easily change the mindset of a professional landlord who still wants you to mow their lawn. The company is caught in a civil war between the professional hosts who provide their massive inventory and the angry guests who pay the bills. Airbnb is trying to steer a $100 billion ship back toward its soul, but the icebergs of high prices and bad habits might be too large to avoid. Airbnb forgot the golden rule of business. You can automate a platform, but you cannot automate trust. They spent years chasing higher margins and professional investors, and in the process, they lost their soul. The $100 billion lesson is simple: listen to the guest or watch them walk back to the hotel. Brian Chesky is trying to fix the cracks, but once a foundation is this damaged, a coat of paint might not save it. But what do you think? Has the total price display won you back, or is the home sharing era officially dead? Let me know in the comments if you think Airbnb can ever be cool again. Thanks for watching.